What if I told you the tax system isn't broken? It's working exactly as designed. Not for you, not for me, but for a small, hidden class of financial elites who've turned taxes into the greatest wealth transfer machine in history. While ordinary people fight over refunds and paycheck deductions, billionaires are quietly rewriting the rules. They use shell companies like invisible chess pieces, offshore trusts like vaults buried under layers of secrecy, and loopholes so sharp they can erase millions in taxes with the stroke of a pen. The disturbing truth? These strategies aren't illegal. They're hidden in plain sight, woven into legislation, carved into tax codes by lobbyists, and polished by lawyers who specialize in bending reality. And once you see how the elite play this game, you'll never look at your tax bill or your government the same way again. If you want more people to wake up to these hidden truths, hit like, share this video with someone still believing in fair taxes, and make sure you're subscribed, because the deeper we go, the darker it gets. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Fair Taxes. You must pay your fair share. That line has been drilled into your head since childhood. But here's the brutal truth. The very idea of a fair tax system is an illusion. For the average worker, taxes feel unavoidable. Your paycheck arrives, and before you even touch it, the government has already taken its cut. End of story. But for the wealthy, taxes are not a cage, they're a game, and the ones at the top wrote the rulebook. Think about this. Warren Buffett openly admitted that his secretary pays a higher tax rate than he does. Not because she earns more, but because she's taxed on wages, while he's taxed on capital gains and dividends. The system rewards ownership, not labor. And this is no accident. Loopholes aren't mistakes. They're deliberate features, inserted into thousands of pages of tax code by lobbyists. The more complex the rules, the easier it is to hide tricks in the fine print. Want a disturbing example? Real estate moguls use depreciation. They claim their buildings lose value every year, even as rents skyrocket and property values climb. On paper, they show losses. In reality, they're making millions. And it's 100% legal. Meanwhile, workers are told to feel patriotic about paying their fair share. Fair? The rich and poor aren't even playing the same game. And that's just the surface. The deeper you look, the darker it gets. If you're starting to see through the illusion, drop a comment below. Tell me if you've ever felt the system was stacked against you, because the truth is, it is. Chapter 2. Loopholes as Weapons. Most people think loopholes are accidents, mistakes lawmakers forgot to fix. But the wealthy, they treat loopholes like weapons, precision tools, built to slash their tax bills to almost nothing. Take the step up in basis. A billionaire buys stock for $1 million. It grows to $100 million. If they sold, they'd face massive taxes. But if they die holding it, their heirs inherit the stock at its current value. Basis reset. They can sell the next day, tax-free. Generational wealth scrubbed clean, or carried interest. Hedge fund managers reclassify their income as capital gains, cutting their tax rate nearly in half. Politicians promise to close it every election cycle, but lobbyists keep it alive, decade after decade. And here's one that feels almost criminal: borrowing against assets. Instead of selling stock and triggering taxes, billionaires walk into private banks and borrow billions against their portfolios. Loans aren't taxable income, They get yachts, jets, mansions, while their investments keep compounding untouched. To the IRS, nothing happened. It's elegant, ruthless, legal. And here's the punchline. These tricks aren't hidden. They're openly taught in elite wealth seminars, but never explained to you. Because you were never meant to play this game. Chapter 3. The Offshore Maze. If loopholes are weapons, offshore havens are the battlefield. More than $11 trillion is parked offshore. That's larger than the GDP of China, and most of it doesn't belong to nations. It belongs to individuals hiding fortunes. The Panama Papers showed us a glimpse. Shell companies stacked like Russian dolls, trusts layered so deep the real owner vanishes into smoke. Politicians, celebrities, CEOs, all hiding wealth in broad daylight. And the shocking part? Much of it was legal. Tiny nations like the Cayman Islands or Bermuda survive by selling secrecy. They write laws designed to attract hidden money, and money buys them influence on the global stage. But here's the darker twist. You don't have to go to the Caribbean. Delaware, right in the US, is one of the world's top corporate secrecy havens. South Dakota has become a fortress for dynastic trusts. America condemns offshore havens, while being one of the biggest. When trillions vanish offshore, who pays the price? You do. Governments lose revenue, so they cut schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Workers get higher taxes, while billionaires sip champagne on yachts technically owned by shell companies. If that doesn't make your blood boil, maybe you've already fallen into the illusion they built for you. Chapter 4. The Lobbyist Playbook. Why do loopholes never close? Why do offshore havens survive every scandal? Because the tax code isn't just law, it's a product, written and sold by lobbyists. Lobbyists are engineers of complexity. Every clause, every carve-out is designed to benefit their clients. That's why the U.S. tax code is over 70,000 pages long. Not clarity, camouflage. Take carried interest again. Every president promises to fix it. Every Congress debates it, but it survives. Why? Because hedge fund lobbyists flood campaigns with donations and flood lawmakers with research warning of economic disaster if it's closed. It's a performance. The loophole was never in danger, and lobbying isn't just about protecting loopholes. It shifts burdens. Payroll taxes fall hardest on workers. No deductions, no flexibility. You pay up front automatically. Meanwhile, billionaires restructure income into untaxed forms. 2017's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act slashed corporate tax rates from 35% to 21%, promising jobs and higher wages. Instead, corporations spent billions on stock buybacks, enriching shareholders while workers got crumbs. This isn't democracy, it's legalized bribery. And the cycle never ends. Money buys laws, laws create wealth. Wealth buys more lobbying. And while you pay your taxes automatically, billionaires pay lobbyists to make sure they never do. Chapter 5. Escaping the Trap. Now the question is, if the system is this rigged, is there any way to fight back? You may never have the resources of a billionaire, but you can steal a few pages from their playbook. First, stop seeing yourself only as a worker. Workers are trapped. Owners are rewarded. Even a side hustle or small business unlocks deductions. Ordinary employees can't touch. Phone bills, home office expenses, part of your travel, suddenly deductible. Second, real estate. Even one rental property lets you tap into depreciation, write-offs, and long-term capital gains advantages. The same laws that shield billionaires can shield you, just scaled down. Third, shift from wages to investments. Wages get taxed hardest, capital gains get favored. Building an asset base, even modestly, moves you into the arena the system actually rewards. And here's a psychological twist. Debt isn't always the enemy. Billionaires borrow against assets to live tax-free. While you may not take billion-dollar loans, you can use leverage, mortgages, business loans to build income-generating assets. The poor fear debt, the wealthy weaponize it. Finally, never assume paying your fair share means blind obedience. The wealthy aren't playing fair, and neither should you. Use professionals, study strategies, question the narratives, because escaping the trap isn't about cheating. It's about refusing to hold up a system designed to exploit you. The truth is, the tax system will never be fair. But once you see the game, once you learn the rules, you don't have to be its victim. If this opened your eyes, share it. Wake someone else up. Because the more people who see through the illusion, the harder it becomes for elites to hide behind it. And if you want to keep peeling back the curtain on dark finance, subscribe now, because the next secrets we uncover might change the way you see money forever.